Hey yo, salute to all my subscribers. A special shout out to everybody else passing through. YouTube, what's good? Fellas, I just recently engaged in a back and forth on Instagram with somebody who posted, ladies, if a guy that you meet is not willing to approach you, not willing to initiate, not willing to go out of their way to show that they're interested in you, that they're not a real man. Hold on, fellas, I got y'all. We're not doing that. We're not doing this in 2018. For all of the issues that we have had with women fighting for so hard and for so long to be equal to men in every aspect of life as it pertains to career, education, politics, and what have you. We are not going to still act like we're in the dark ages when it comes to relationships and when it comes to male and female interactions. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that. I'm gonna need all y'all women to stop acting like men don't have needs, men don't have wants, and men don't want to feel like they're desired, or that a woman who they might be interested in, who might be interested in them, is willing to show that interest. We got to stop doing this. Either we're going to be equal or we're not going to be equal. Y'all can't have it both ways. Y'all can't want to be equal when it comes to things that are beneficial towards women, but then still want to play the back seat and play damsel in distress and act like we're still in the 40s and the 50s when it comes to courting and dating and things of that matter. We're not doing that. I'm not having that shit. Because just like every woman is not the same, every man is not the same. All individuals are not created equal, and y'all need to get off that shit already. Equal does not mean the same. It doesn't. People come in all different shapes, sizes, colors, personalities, beliefs, what have you. And it's no different between the two genders. There are men who are more outgoing than others. There are men who are not as outgoing. Just because somebody might not be outgoing enough or necessarily confident enough to approach you does not mean that they're not interested. Just because you have to spark up a conversation with the man, just because you have to show that first interest before that particular individual might be willing to show interest in you, does not make them less of a man. That might not be your style. You might not be into it. You might be turned off by it. But that doesn't, let's knock off the shit where we demean and put down each other just because they don't fit a mold that we look for. If you're interested in a man who's going to go out of their way to essentially chase you, because this is what this post kind of sounded like it was alluding to, if you're gonna do that, then you're just interested in the type of men who are going to go out of their way to pursue you. And I'm not saying that men shouldn't pursue women that they're interested in, because by nature that's what men do, 100%. But don't act like once we, introduce ourselves, or once we start talking or dating or whatever transpires, don't act like that shit is on us 24/7, 100% of the time. I'm not beat for that shit. Some men are laid back, want to be left alone. Some men want to engage nonstop in conversation. Some men want to engage in physical activities. Some men want to, go out of their way to show that they, are interested in you. But some might just want to play the back. Some might be more relaxed. Doesn't mean they're not interested. There are a million ways to know and to see if an individual, fuck male or female, if an individual is interested in pursuing a relationship with you, or if they're invested in that relationship, tuned into it. But just because you see something that somebody told you, or you read in a book or saw on TV, it does not, that's not the end all be all. The whole landscape of the way things are present day is totally different from what it used to be. It is. 9 times out of 10, women are more aggressive in relationships, or not relationships, but dating situations, meeting men. Women are as much or more aggressive now and being the first person to initiate contact as men are. By nature, more men than not might be turned off by a woman being more forward. But some men look for that shit. Some men aren't even, a man might notice you, might, look at you and like what he sees. Doesn't necessarily mean he wants to approach you, wants to get your number, wants to take you out, and all of that extra shit. He just might be appreciating what he sees. But because he looks the other way and goes on about his business, that means he's not a real man. That means he's not properly showing interest. Maybe he's not interested. Or maybe he might be, potentially, and maybe he isn't sure if you are, so he's not going to. Come on, man, we're not doing this shit. Because how many times men go out of their way to show that they're interested in a woman, and then y'all get your attitudes, y'all act stuck up, act like y'all don't want to be bothered. We don't know if you're in a relationship, if you're involved, if you're married, if you got kids, if so, how many. There are some men out here who are very conscious of these things and don't want to get themselves into another drama-filled situation potentially. Some men out here are just being cautious, and I don't knock that shit. Matter of fact, I promote it. I want my fellas to be a little more hesitant before they approach any and every random female that they see, just because they might be interested in a style or a look or a skin tone or what have you. And even when we get into relationships, a lot of y'all women y'all want to be equal when it comes to everything else, but then want to play the back when it comes to, oh, it's a relationship, so the man is supposed to do this, do that, and the other. We're not doing that shit no more. Either we're going to be equal or we're not going to be equal. And for my fellas, this is a message to all of you. Be very wary and cautious and pay close attention to women who are that attention hungry, that 24/7, they need you to go out of your way to show that you're willing to put that time, that effort, that energy in. Because those types of women, and the women who just does not apply to, do not get in your feelings, do not feel like I'm coming at y'all, because I'm not. The women who this does not apply to, I believe, will understand what I'm talking about. A woman who needs you as a man to do that 24/7 will never be satisfied. You could do it all day Monday, all day Tuesday, all night Wednesday, and if Thursday you forget to call or text, if Thursday you don't tell her how pretty she looks, if Thursday you don't have, a certain approach in your dealings with her on that specific day, she gets all in her feelings, feels like you're not paying attention to her, feels like you might be, entertaining other females. That's drama. That's a red flag. And you might need to get up out that situation if you just recently got into it. And if you're already in that situation, then you might want to be very cautious about how you move and setting a new tone for that relationship going forward. Because those types of females I classify as attention whores. And I don't mean whore in a derogatory sense. I just mean there are certain females out here that are so caught up and addicted to attention that they can't see real shit when it's right in front of them. Fellas, please pay attention to this shit. I just stopped through to let y'all know that. I don't pretend to know everything. I just know what I know. Let me know what y'all think about this one, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace and love.